Like those movies were friggin' awesome, right? And I think like the flying piece, right? I think like they may have been thrown off by like the fact that it was wire work and not like Superman flying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like CGI stuff or visual effects. It was really like, it was straight up wire work.
Right.
Like old school like kung fu wire work, and it was fantastic. And that was brought back by something that you talked about on your show today. Not today. When was your show? 2 days ago?
Oh, yeah, no, 2 days ago, yeah.
Yeah, 2 days ago. I listened to it today. But anyway.
Yeah.
You get the thing that you talked about on your show, what was it? The Matrix.
Yeah.
You know, because The Matrix came out and kind of revitalized that kung fu style.
Mm-hmm.
And if people like The Matrix, I don't understand how they could look at Crouching Tiger and say, that's stupid.
Well, because The Matrix was supposed to be kind of like an augmented reality in a sense where you could do anything.
Right.
If you think about it, you're the one. I mean, like that was, almost like a computer generated world. So I feel like that might have been a little bit more plausible, but I agree with you. I mean, The Matrix was in a sense very unrealistic, but
I loved. So you guys were talking about the effects of The Matrix, and
the 360-degree shot.
Yeah, you never touched on the sequels, which totally shit on the original when it came to like the effects that they innovated.
That's why I didn't bring up the other ones, because they sucked.
Right? Like what the fuck? How do you do that? How do you innovate something? Right? How do you come up with like this new style of visual effect?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then it's so successful and everybody loves it, and then you come out with a sequel and then you don't give us any of that. Like, I mean, you give us like the same, you slow down, you go around, but you don't use the same technology or the same shit that you did the first time.
Yeah, but I also feel like the storyline was shitty as well. I mean, like, you can have as many visual effects as you want, but if the plot and the storyline doesn't make any fucking sense, then the movie's going to blow. And that's basically what happened with the second and the third one. And the third one was trash. The second one was just a waste of time to even see. The only cool scene in that was when they had that huge car chase with the two twins with the dreadlocks. I mean, that was cool. But,
yeah.
I mean, other than that, like...
It's funny because like I had that in my mind and I was going to say, but what about the two twins with the dreadlocks?
Yeah.
They were cool.
Yeah, I mean, like that.
Like,
that was the only cool.
And Monica Bellucci, what about her?
I mean, it was too Oracle based, like, oh, we got to go with the fucking Oracle. Like, I don't know. And then she ends up dying. It was fucking stupid.
Yeah, and they got some other actress to play her.
Yeah, because literally she died. Whatever, but anyway, it is. Yeah, I mean, creating amazing technology and then ruining it with two horrible sequels. But anyway, let's just. I'm gonna hit the segue, even if it doesn't make sense. But we're talking about martial arts and stuff, and we already mentioned Mortal Kombat, so I just want to kind of jump on this quick. Mortal Kombat released a Combat Pack 2,
yay!
Which they have officially released the characters for, which is going to be. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yay!
They're bringing all the robots back. So Smoke, Sector, and Cyrax.
Yay!
They're bringing back.
But hold on. Must add an asterisk because they're not really bringing back all three of them. What they're doing is they're bringing back one.
Yeah, it's a combination.
His name
of
is
them.
Triborg.
Yeah, but you're bringing back the characteristics.
Yeah.
And I think
it's going to be the three different styles.
The
right?
three different styles. You can play Sector, Cyrax, and I'm probably going to play a Cyrax. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Then they're also bringing back Boraichi, which is everybody fucking shit on this character, but he's obviously coming back because he was highly requested. I thought he was awesome because he was basically fighting in Drunken Master style, and even though he used to like throw up and that was one of his moves, it worked, and he was very usable if you knew how to use him. And when I took martial arts, the last style I started learning before I left was Drunken Master, and it's extremely fucking hard. So it was kind of cool to actually see his moves and see how they work. And they're bringing in the Xenomorph, which is I forgot, it was at Tarkatan, which is basically Baraka. So the Xenomorph or the alien comes out of Baraka's chest and takes on his characteristics as far as the teeth in the face, the shape of the head, and getting two blades that come out of the arms, which I understand the Xenomorph takes on different characteristics of the host, but I don't really like that they're doing that. The reason being is because the Predator came in as the Predator. If you're going to have the alien come in, have it come in as the alien and make it work another way. I don't think it should have characteristics of the fighters, like partner with or have the alien come out of somebody like Liu Kang or Johnny Cage. That way it is very human-like, and then make that work. The alien has all the weapons it's going to need. It's got the hard exoskeleton. It's got the acid for blood. It's got the acid spit. It's got the tail. It's extremely fast. All of those things I think would have worked if you had bonded it with a human character instead of Baraka. Like I saw that in the trailer. I saw the tail come down and then it drops and the face, and I was like, okay, that looks like the alien. And then the blades came out and I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, that was my initial thing, you know?
I'm not so angry about it. I mean, I feel like you're also going to get these, those 3 fighting styles. And I think one of them is going to be like this Baraka-style alien. There might be like another version of the alien. You know what I mean? Kind of like they did with the cyborgs.
I'm hoping that there would be. Or they make it a part of the game where like maybe it can take on other hosts instead of just Baraka.
Well, yeah, no, like maybe there are like more than one alien parasite that, infected, different hosts.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah. And then like you get to play as like one of the 3.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting. I mean, I can't imagine that there's like they're just going to clone Baraka.
Well, yeah, obviously not, but I mean, they're taking on just some of his characteristics.
Yeah.
Blades in the face, but I mean, face almost is very, very the same. I think I'm interested to see what the other styles would be. Like, if it's going to be, obviously the Baraka is one of the fighting styles, but if it would be a human-like alien that we, traditionally know, or if it was going to be like the dog alien from the 3rd movie, or if it's going to be the queen alien. I think it'd be kind of cool to be able to take on like a queen alien type of characteristic, but who knows? I'd be interested to see what the storyline is like when you beat with the alien. Like, what happens? Does it end up colonizing like the Netherrealm, or like Outworld or Earthrealm?
They should make an Alien versus Predator fighting game though.
Yeah, that would be fucking cool.
Because like, and I mean, you say, oh well, there's only 2 characters. Well, no, because you have all the different types of predators. Mm-hmm. That there are, and then you have all the different types of aliens that there are.
Right.
Like, that's it. There's your answer.
I honestly, as much as I would love to see a game like that, I don't think it would do too well unless it was made by NetherRealm, because the fighting style in NetherRealm is the best there is. The graphics are amazing. The gameplay is phenomenal.
But what about Street Fighter?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I also think, but I think that.
What about Virtua Fighter?
What about, what was it, fucking Marvel versus DC?
What about Tekken?
Tekken Tag was awesome. I like Tekken Tag.
Tekken was cool.
What was that guy's name? What was the Bruce Lee guy? What was his name?
In Tekken?
Yeah, he was totally Bruce Lee.
What was it? Jin?
No.
Jin Kasama. Oh, no, I know who you're talking about. Oh,
he was like,
Martial Law.
Martial Law.
Yeah.
He was probably my favorite character. He used to do that spin kick.
Yep.
It was so nasty.
Like, he was straight up Bruce Lee. He even had the same outfit.
Same haircut, bro.
The same outfit from, was it Enter the Dragon?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
Enter the Dragon. It was awesome. So, but anyway, that was some Mortal Kombat news that we definitely had to kind of throw out there.
Yeah, dude, I'm pumped for Leatherface, man.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I feel like him and Jason would be a cool match.
Because Leatherface is like different from like a Jason Voorhees type of
Well,
killer.
Leatherface is faster.
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees doesn't move for shit in that game.
Yeah, Leatherface is fast. He's literally like just crazy. Jason Voorhees is like vengeance driven and slow and just like
maniacal.
Yeah.
But checks his chainsaw, dude. I mean, that guy is just fucking psycho with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
He should cut off his opponent's face if he wins.
Oh, he probably will, dude.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they've already done enough. I'm sure that he could rip off a face and put it on.
Yeah.
And then just see the dude like fall to the ground with like a skeleton, and you see his tongue going blah blah blah. Like
I don't foresee Ed Boon being like, that's too graphic.
No, it's not gonna do it.
No, that's too graphic. We can't show that. we had to cut to black. We just infer it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely I'm looking extremely forward to it. I can't wait.
When is that release?
2016. They haven't said exactly
shit.
when, so it's probably going to be
still like a month.
Probably going to be January or February, something like that. So
yeah, because they've already got the models done. Everything's done.
Yeah, but this is like the release for. I remember when I filmed.
Is it going to be another $30 pack though? Is it 30?
Well, the last one was 15, wasn't it?
Was it 15?
I thought it was. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, whatever it is, I'm gonna fucking buy it. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's Mortal Kombat, dude. I'm definitely gonna jump on that. And I don't think I'm beating Unity anytime soon. I think I'm gonna be getting the other one for Christmas. So I told Becca,
what is it? Syndicate.
Syndicate. I told Becca, I was like, hey, check in with me in 2 weeks. If I haven't beaten Unity yet, get me Syndicate. If I beat Unity, I'll get Syndicate on my own. But we'll see what happens. I finished teaching on Thursday, so that's what I'm fucking doing on Thursdays. So, but anyway, I know there was one other thing that we wanted to jump into quick, which is you talked earlier about Micronauts in the writers' room, which is big news. So,
yeah, like so a while back this year, they had a writers' retreat kind of for Transformers. So Hasbro and who is it? Paramount, I think.
Yeah.
They all got together and they got a bunch of writers together, like some pretty high-profile ones. One that I was really stoked about was having Robert Kirkman on board, the creator of The Walking Dead. For those that don't know, but yeah, like I trust anything that guy does, and if he was a part of it, that makes me really interested in what they're going to do with Transformers. So today I saw news that they are actually, because of the success of that writer's room that they put together, they're putting together another writer's room, maybe two, one for Micronauts, which you mentioned just now, and the other for G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Which I'm super excited for because I hated what they did with G.I. Joe. And
Most people did.
And I hated what they've done with Transformers. So the fact that they're really trying to get some people together to try and correct this stuff and make it work for the next like 10 years or whatever, I'm optimistic. I'm not totally on board. I'm not saying that all is forgiven. But this is something that's actually generated a lot of interest for me right now. And I'm like really dying to see, what they're going to do with it. The first thing we get is really going to be the telltale sign of, where they're going to go with it and whether or not it's going to be shit. Mm-hmm. But for now, I have no idea. Now that I have no idea, I almost feel like it's a clean slate, and we could get anything.
Yeah.
And if they give us a G.I. Joe movie that is more in line with what, I grew up with as a kid, and I'm not, honestly, look, I'm not dumb. I don't want an exact copy of what I had as a kid, because if you go back and you watch the G.I. Joe cartoon, it's definitely not as awesome as I remember, right? Mm-hmm. But there are certain things and certain key characteristics and certain things that you can take from that era of G.I. Joe that would keep the spirit of G.I. Joe there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like no exo fucking suits and shit like that where they're running around and shit, and like let them fucking go in as a tactical squad. You know what I mean? Let it be a tactical squad that they put together, and they don't have to go up against some world-threatening shit. It's just fucking Cobra and G.I. Joe fighting to stop Cobra from getting to something that they're trying to get. Mm-hmm. That's all I need to see. Yeah,
I mean, I can see that. I mean, I definitely think G.I. Joe was one of those shows where we haven't done anything really successful with it yet.
Right.
So it's going to have to be a show that's going to have to be tackled, because it was so huge in its heyday that they'd be stupid not to make something worthwhile out of it. I mean, When it came out in the cinema, it was one of those things that I was excited to go see, but once I saw it, I was like, well, this is a fucking waste of time. You know what I mean? It really was. Yep. It was all bullshit. So, and they made G.I. Joe like SWAT team. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, I don't know, it didn't really seem G.I. Joe to me.
Right.
G.I. Joe was like Army. You know what I mean, in a sense? Like, that's kind of like when I think of G.I. Joe, I think of like military.
Right.
And it didn't seem like that. It seemed like fucking Navy SEAL shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, very different from what G.I. Joe was. I mean, unless they were trying to make the G.I. Joe characters more contemporary, but I don't think that's what that is.